Welcome to CCTV America. I'm Susan Roberts. The United Nations Security Council is taking action on the downing of Malaysia Airlines Flight 17. The members unanimously voted Monday on an Australian proposed resolution. It demands international access to the crash site and a ceasefire around the area. Russia does hold veto power, but the UN envoys say Russia's ambassador to the UN is not likely to veto. CCTV's Liling Tan joins us live from the United Nations. And Liling, was this expected?
Yes, Susan, this was expected. The vote has taken place. It was unanimous, as you said, and this was expected because a lot of the negotiations had gone into the final version of this resolution. Late into Sunday night, Council members had met in closed-door consultations to negotiate the final version. There were some sticking points, but all that was incorporated into the draft that was voted on this session, basically called condemning and deploring the downing of the plane, but more importantly, it deals with the need for access for investigators to that crash site. Now, it expressed grave concern at the insufficient and limited access to the site that we've seen so far from reports, and it demands that armed groups allow investigators to that site and refrain from compromising the integrity of that site. So really a large part of this resolution was about providing that kind of access to investigators. And what does this mean is that Council members who have voted for the passage of this resolution, they are now obligated to provide whatever the assistance they can in order to make sure this investigation moves forward. Susan?
Liling, what were the sticking points?
There were two key sticking points. The first was the language in the Australian draft resolution. As you mentioned earlier, this was first pushed by the Australians, and then Russia countered with a rival version. Now, in that original Australian version, it had referenced the incident, the MH17 incident, as the shooting down of the aircraft, but Russia was concerned about that language, and that was toned down into the downing of the aircraft. And basically the argument was that until an investigation was concluded, they cannot make the assumption that this was a shooting down. And the other issue was who would lead the investigation. Russia had some concerns about Ukraine taking the lead in this investigation, but it does appear that there was a compromise, and we understand from the French mission that Ukraine is indeed in the lead. Susan?
Liling Tan reporting live from the UN. Thank you for that.